Hello and welcome to Bakerstreet.coasters, where today I am going to go through the biggest question of the roller coaster industry. Which one is better, Nemesis Reborn or Nemesis Inferno? I am very sorry about the noise behind me, it's my brother. Anyways, so Nemesis Reborn and Nemesis Inferno, they are two B&M inverted coasters. One of them, Nemesis Inferno, was the first B&M inverted coaster to feature interlocking corkscrews, and Nemesis, well, the original Nemesis was the first inverted coaster in the UK, well, in Europe. So both are two unique rides built by John Wardley. Now, one, Nemesis, was seen to be, well, to having your feet crash against a rock, and the other is themed to heat and yeah. Anyways, so Nemesis Reborn. I'm not on about Nemesis, I'm on about Nemesis Reborn and Nemesis Inferno. Now, I'm going to go through two different things here. So, Nemesis Inferno is at Thorpe Park Resort. Nemesis Reborn is at Alton Towers. Now, starting with Nemesis Inferno, it features a volcano. It's the sister ride to Nemesis Reborn at Alton Towers. And it's a very unique it's a red tracked ride. Now, I have put many different things on my YouTube shorts about this. You get to see, I've got loads on Nemesis Reborn. My latest one's Nemesis Inferno. Now, I've only ridden Nemesis Inferno once. I've ridden Nemesis Reborn and the original Nemesis so many times. So this is like my big evaluation of what I think from two rides. And from my first ride, I can kind of tell which one I like better already. Now, Nemesis Inferno, like I said, was already filmed around. It's got smoke effects in the volcano. It's got no themed station, which I think is really negative about the whole ride. Because if it had a themed station, I would have more high hopes for this ride. Now, one thing I do like is the fact that the ride does go over your head as you're through the queue line, and you don't have one of those stupid nettings which you find on the Smiler, because the Smiler has some really appalling nettings. Like, you look at the ride's there, but you just can't get a good photo because the netting's there. So where you got Nemesis Inferno with no netting, it's really unique because you can take some really good pictures. You embrace the heat, what they call Nemesis. No, it's like Inferno style. You embrace the heat of Nemesis, and you just hear the roar of Nemesis. Now, that is some perks to the ride itself at Thorpe Park. It's also got a really ideal location and where it is. It's got some good theming. It's themed to jungle. The soundtrack is amazing. It's so up there, I have to say. It's just next level quality. Now, there is some drawbacks. Like I said, the station, very terrible station. Nothing like Nemesis Reborn. Has a really static station. The TVs around Nemesis Inferno, which is very confusing, because all it says is sit back, it's fight time, or it brings up Hyperia stuff, and I'm there just like, it's not to do with Hyperia. It's more to do with, tell me what the ride's about. It's got direct sound audio, so when you get to the stairs, so it's a really small queue line, it goes really quick. So we find that on most inverted coasters because it fits 4 people per row. Now, when you get to the stairs, you find out it goes, sit back, embrace yourself and feel the heat of a Nemesis Inferno. It's a very unique kind of motto, but I kind of like the original. I also like how it speaks to you. Nemesis Inferno does speak to you, and you also get to see stealth as you go up the steps. It's got some really good views from the heights, but the drawbacks is just themed around a volcano. It doesn't really have a theme to it, apart from volcano, but yeah. Anyways, so that is Nemesis Inferno, and like I said, very cool, a very quick ride. I don't like, the one drawback in the whole entire Thorpe, where every single Thorpe Park ride, is the queues and how they have the snacking queues. We find that in the Wicker Man 2 at Alton Towers. It really does draw back on the ride. I've said this multiple times. Instead of the sweet queues, there should be water stations instead, because people have to have water. Because if you're in the queue for so long, then water is very beneficial, because then you'll be classed as queue jumping if you go out to get water for your own benefit, to then, well, for your own sake of life, and then come back in and then getting called queue jumping and getting evicted from the park is very unparticular. But yeah, that's the one drawback around the whole queue, but that's in every single queue as Merlin's ever done, because it's money making scam or something like that. I don't know. That's what I think, because I just don't like it. So there is that aspect to it. Now, Nemesis Reborn. Nemesis Reborn is a very, very good roller coaster. A bit rattly there and now. The ride experience is quite cool. I love the theming, love the area, love this. I love how they've changed it from static eye to a dynamic eye, so it interacts with when the train comes across. You still have the roar of Nemesis, even though they did in the track, they did fill it in the sand, so it's not as big roar as the other one. The queue line is horrendously huge, and they always have it open. That's a bit of a drawback, but the queue line is very well themed. You've got pieces of track in there, you've got TVs talking to you, you've got satellite dishes, you've got different components, you've got the whole ride itself, you've got the huge gun. It is very, very beneficial, and I love the whole Nemesis Reborn theme. Even the campaigning to wars is very unique. It just builds that suspension, you know, before you actually go on the ride, especially when you go around the back to that outer bank turn. It just really does add to the theming. I also love the smoke effects around the ride. The lighting at dark is very cool. In the station, it's not static at all. It's very dynamic. When it leaves when it exits the station, you have pulsating blood from Nemesis Reborn. Then you come into the station with the same thing, but it's going the opposite way. You queue up in these really cool veiny queue lines. It's very unique, and you don't have a single rider queue, nor a first, what do they call it? It's like the first row queue. That is one drawback with Nemesis Inferno. Nemesis Inferno did have a single rider first queue, which I think really it's not good, because on there it's like you get the same ride experience no matter what. Yes, you get the scenery, but at the same time you get to see the same thing, if that makes sense. Now, the ride experience on both. So starting with Nemesis Inferno, very, very unique ride experience, because, you know, you drop down, not like Nemesis Reborn. With Nemesis Inferno, you drop down first, have that little pre-show. It's like a prequel thing, where it's like you go under the volcano. It's got steam effects. But the one thing that I find really weird is that it can go so quick, and it goes so quick up the chain lift, and it goes really slow. So I also love how they've got the interlocking corkscrews on that ride. But the one drawback in this whole entire ride is how I hit my head. Now, this ride really does hurt. It isn't suitable for everyone. So because you're only allowed one click, I think it's like one click on this ride. So if you're not physically fit to go onto this ride, then it's not accessible for everyone. It's not beneficial. It is very, very restricted, and I think it should be changed in cars, or the whole track should be rethemed to a different thing where the cars can actually suit everyone and include everyone's needs. Because at the moment it's very, very exclusive, and I wouldn't like waiting that long to find out I couldn't fit on the ride. It's not beneficial, but I can. So yeah, there's that drawback. The head hurt on this ride, absolutely appalling, shocking. Like, I came on that ride, it hurt me. Yet again, has some really good effects and theming around, well, not as much theming, but has some really good effects around the ride. Smoke effects, the definite, the roar, the soundtrack. It's just really unique. And the trees really do add to that jungle theme, which the soundtrack really does add to. Now, one thing with Nemesis Inferno is just that static station. It's really, really bad. And there's no flow of, where you've got to sit. You have to, like, go anywhere. It's one of those things. I don't like it, really. I don't like that whole station bit either. But then you got Nemesis Reborn, absolute amazing coaster. Really good. Even though it just jolts a little bit at times. I don't know, because they did some work. I haven't been back since, but again, I've been nearly every month, so you know. So I'm yet to go soon. Has some really good theming to it, really well themed. You see all the theme in the queue line. It's got some really good intensity. Airtime's really good. You hear the roar of the coaster itself. You've got the smoke effects. If you're sat at the front, it's really good. It's really intense at the back of the coaster. And the eye as well. You can get to see, if you're at the back of the coaster, you just about get to see the eye. People say it's really, really cool. You also get to see the helicopter, and then come back in. You got the bus too, which you can also see on the outside. It's just overall the whole experience of that ride is so immersive. Wherever you look, there is something there. You even got that flashlight. So there's a flashlight at the start where you drop down from when you turn and drop from the chain lift, and you've got a flashlight. Now it does video. I also like